Well, good morning, Keller Williams. We're back and we're going to talk about farming. I know it's y'all's favorite subject, apparently, because I've gotten about 7 or 8 questions about it in the past week, which this was not going to originally be our topic of conversation, but I'm always willing to pivot when the need arises. Obviously, in a lot of our markets, things are a little nuts right now, and I think we can all agree with that. Um, we want to talk about listings because we know that listings lead to business. And at the end of the day, we want to get more listings. The problem is some of our markets are so constrained and supply is so low. How do we find those people who might be willing to list, but just haven't had a conversation yet? And so we're going to talk about farming and specifically postcards with farming. Now, it's interesting. A couple years back, when I first started in real estate, postcards kind of had died off and they weren't really a thing anymore. But they started coming back about a year ago. And when Command released their postcard integration, I was really excited because it allowed you to target the market a little bit more at a granular level. I've used it 2 or 3 times. I've been pretty happy with it. I'm going to tell you about my biggest negative at the end. So stick around to the end to understand what the biggest negative with that integration is. But I want to walk through it because obviously with your questions, you have interest in this and you want to do it. So let's talk through this and let's work through it. So first off, if we're going to do a postcard, we need a design. And Designs has some great ones. You can, even if you use the straight through integration and just their custom designs, you can do that. But I would recommend go into Designs, make your own postcards. It doesn't take long, and it's not super difficult. So we haven't done a lot of trainings on Designs yet because I feel like we do a lot of that very well at the market center level. But if you have questions, put them below and we'll answer them. But let's kick over here. Let me pull my screen up. All right, so we're in Command, agent.kw.com. I want us to go over to Designs. Remember, always you can press the red KW if you don't know what these mean. And we're going to go to a postcard that I've already made. This is not a class in Designs. I'm not going to show you how to make a postcard. It's not difficult, but if you want a one-on-one, ask me and we'll do that. But we're going to go to our print section right here. And I'm going to do show 30 so we can see what we need. We're going to grab this just sold postcard that we've already designed. So I'm going to get in here, click on that guy. Now, 2 of my questions this week were someone made a postcard, but when they downloaded it, they couldn't upload it into Command to use to mail because it wasn't the right size. It was giving a sizing error. So I want to address that first. Obviously, we have our postcard made. We can sit here and change stuff all day, whatever. Designs is we're going to do some more in-depth design training, but that's not what this is today. We're talking specifically about the farming integration. So you got your front and you've got your back here. And then this does look blurry, but it'll clear up here in a minute. So let's come in here and I'm going to come back to the front. When we're downloading these postcards to use in Command for our mailers, you must use what's called a manual bleed. And what that is that's the cut area that they're going to cut this postcard out with. So if I just go high and download, it's going to give me one size. But if I come in here and go to use manual bleed and start download, it's going to give me a different one. So you'll see that it's preparing that download right here. It's going to take it a couple seconds. And you'll see it start downloading. Don't go away from this page. So you see right here, we're done downloading. Now what I do want to show you is I'm going to pull up our files. And I'm going to show you, at least with a Mac, it's pretty simple. Oh, hang on. I'm in full screen mode. All right. So when I go to my downloads, you'll see, look at the blue numbers. 1875 by 1275, 1800 by 1200. That's the size of those images. So this is what you get without the manual bleed. This is what you get with the manual bleed. When we're mailing those postcards, this is the size it wants. So if you download that file and it's showing 18 by 1200, you forgot the manual bleed, go download it again. Okay? So we've got our postcard. I've got the front and the back downloaded. You would just simply, in here, if you need to download the back, you'll come in, click on this, and download high manual bleed, hit start download. And that will get you going. Okay? So we've got our postcode made and downloaded. Great. Let's go back to command. So we're going to come over to campaigns. This is where the real mailer integration exists and lives. We're going to come over to campaigns. And we're going to get in personal because y'all don't have team campaigns yet. And hit create a new campaign, direct mail. Now we're going to advertise a listing. We're going to call it just sold. Now you have the default templates provided. This is the ones by Real Mailer, and then upload a custom template. If you make your postcard in Designs, it's a custom template. So we're going to click the upload a custom template and click setup campaign. So this is going to pull us up, and we're going to upload our front and our back. Now, I guarantee someone is sitting here thinking, why do I have to download it from command and then upload it back into it? Because it's not set up right now. But there is an update coming out probably in the next month where you'll actually be able to connect directly from Designs into mailers and not have to download and upload. So rejoice, KWRI is working on that, and they're making sure it works really well before they release it. But for now, we do have to download and upload. So we're going to grab our files. I'm going to come in here. We're going to get the 1875 by 1275. Hit open. Great. I'm going to click on the back. Browse my files. Let's grab the 1875 for the back. Hit open. Very good. All right, we're going to hit continue. So this should feel very similar to a Facebook ad. It's not terribly different. There's a couple different things that it's not as intricate. So that file we uploaded is for a 4x6. You can get bigger files, but you'll see that it won't let me pick those because the size of the file that we downloaded was for the 4x6. This is where we see most, honestly, agents existing, is this 4x6, and most of them find the best success there. You're also going to get your best cost per card. So market center information. Now, if you made your postcard in Designs and were smart enough to put your KW brokerage recognition, we don't want to add another one. If you did not put it, you should upload your brokerage logo here. Because I already have it in the design, we have this awesome little file that I will happily email you. Just put it in your email in the comments below. It's called Remove DBA and Adds PNG. This is a transparent 1x1 square that lets our system move forward because you have to upload a file to that holder. We've already done our compliance. Obviously, make sure you're compliant. Double check with brokers. Make sure you're doing everything you're supposed to do. Now, remember one thing with postcard designs, and I said this wasn't a design class, is they're going to put a big white square right here for all of the labeling stuff and the postage. That's why I left most of this open, is because it's just going to get a big white square stuck on it by Real Mailers. So keep that in design. I would honestly, and this is an older design. Our new designs, we've gone ahead and cut off. Like, we don't put anything beyond right about here. We don't do a whole photo in the back anymore, but this is all just white because it's going to get a white square anyways, and it's not going to look amazing. So that's what we did to avoid that. So we've got the DBA logo. We do have to put our market center name in. So Keller Williams Realty Midland. And as you know, I can't spell. Oh, I did it all. Congratulations, Tim. All right, so we're going to put our address in. This is for here. This is your return address. So if for some reason it's a bad address, it gets kicked back, whatever, where are those cards going to go? So we're going to come back here, zip code, verify address. And it's going to say, hey, oh, I forgot my suite number. We are Suite T. Verify address. Okay. And confirm address. Great. Targeting. What neighborhood do we want to hit? What address do you want to hit? So, for instance, we could hit an area we just listed. So you could do this house. So if I was saying just sold and I wanted to get to those neighborhoods, I would put that address. This is an older one, so let me put the address of, actually, I'll tell you what, I'm gonna put my personal address just so we're not doing anything weird here. Feel free to mail me whatever you want. You can also target your database. So if you're really good about getting addresses, you can target directly to your database. So this is the neighborhood where we're going to pull people from. So this is important. Make sure we get this right. We'll hit save. Let's talk budget. So it's 59 cents a card. We want to hit as many people as we can. I have always operated, correct me if I'm wrong, on the rule of one. If you can get 1% return on any advertising, I'm pretty happy with it. So if I send out 200 cards and get 2 people to contact me and we convert from there, even if we have a 50% conversion rate, which is a little high, we're going to make all our money back and then some. So I'm pretty happy with that. You can go as high as you want. You can go as low as you want. So I can bring this down to 5 and it's $2.95, or I can take this up to 10,000 and spend $6,000 on mailers. Don't do that. If you're going over about, I would say if you're going over about 1,000, we might want to look at a different option, because usually at that rate, you might be able to get a slightly 2 or 3 cent cheaper through another program that I'm happy to help y'all with. But 500, 200, this really is a win. So let's say we're going to send out 250, and we're going to do first class because that's the only option with a 4x6. We'll hit save, and we're going to hit configure targeting. We're going to hit yes. What this is going to do is going to pull up the Real Mailers integration in here, and we're going to start picking the statistics we need to know who's going to get these cards. So this is the area I put in, and every blue dot is going to get a card. Now, I haven't done anything here. We want to start working our way through. We want to work with 3-bedroom up, and you'll see that those dots redistributed. So some of these didn't have 3 bedrooms. Square footage, we kind of want that 1,800 to 2,100 because that's where we're seeing our best success right now. Or maybe you're sending this out because you already have a buyer that wants something and you're just going to get super specific because this is what you want. So you saw that I redid those. Now it's gone out even further and said these houses match. Now let's talk about what I believe to be the most important slider. Year last sold. We know that if a house was sold probably in the past, in our area, 3 years, most likely they're not going to be selling again. So I'm going to bring this slider down, and I'm going to go a little further to 17. Okay. And now it's zoomed out and redistributed those cards again. So now we've targeted and said houses, 250 houses near this neighborhood that are 3-bedroom plus, square footage of 1867 to 2169, were built between 1800 and 2021. So let's say with this buyer we're working for, let's work with this hypothetical buyer. They want something built after 2000. We could come in here and go 2000 on, and it'll redistribute again. You start seeing the map grow. So if they're really specific on that one neighborhood, that might be a bit of an issue. Now, you can zoom in and kind of zoom out, see where these things are ended up, but These 250 cards are now targeted at this area. We're now farming people, again, 3 bedrooms, 1867 to 2169, built 2000 to 2001, to 2021, and sold between 1800 and 2017 because we want to exclude anybody that's bought in the past 4 years. Last sold for. You can get in here if you want to get into pricing. I think right now most of y'all's markets are kind of aggressive enough to where we don't need to be filtering by pricing, but you know your market better than I do, so tell me if I'm wrong. So we're also going to send copy to company address. That's important because you want to get a copy to see it. All right. And then you're going to hit your next. And I'm going to stop there because the next step is charging my card, and I don't want to send that specific card to all these people. It's going to fire off. It does take usually about, in my experience, about 5 business days before they get mailed. It could be longer. They specifically say that it could take up to 11 to 14 business days. It's usually about 5 or 6, and I see them go out. So this goes out. It goes to all the people, and this is an easy way to target an area for farming. So if you're really trying to find a house for a buyer, if you're out there and you're like, we've exhausted MLS, we want to find a specific house for a buyer, it has to meet this criteria, this is a great way to do it. And you could, make a card say, look, I've got a buyer that wants to buy this right now. So are you looking to sell? And then you work through all those amazing scripts that Jordan's working through. So we've got all these guys going. This is amazing. It's very simple, very easy. Honestly, you'll spend more time designing the card than you will targeting and sending this out. I know someone is about to ask me, can we upload an address list? You cannot do that through command, but you can do that through realmailers.com. Straight through theirs, you can upload it. So if you've pulled a list from RedX or Vulcan or Landvoice, any of those guys, you can do that. We don't do that through here. Now, if you have uploaded that list to command, you can target your database and go that way. I wouldn't usually advise that. You can. Differing opinions on business there. So I hope this is helpful. It's super simple, super easy, not incredibly expensive. Let's be realistic. 59 cents a card. I spend 55 cents on a stamp, maybe 52 cents, but 7 cents more to get it printed and go. It's not bad. Obviously, they have a bulk discount, and so they're making money, but it's not a whole lot different than if I went and printed them, because I've printed my own postcards in the past, and we've sat there and stamped them all and then printed out labels and labeled them all, and we lost 4 hours of productivity, and we paid top dollar on stamps. So I think there's some really good value here that some of you agents could just dominate with. You could get that mind share, get that market share, and start seeing some return on this. I do want to take a couple of seconds and talk about my biggest negative with this. My biggest negative with the cards, and I threw my last one away a while back, so I didn't get to. I wish I had, so I could show you. Is that if the USPS does not treat them nicely, the machines will sometimes smear the ink in the middle. So what I would advise you is don't put super important information in the middle of the design, because when it's going through those rollers and it's shooting it through that machine, I've had some where it smears that ink in the middle. We've talked with real mailers. We've asked, hey, is there something we're doing wrong? How can we make this not happen? But I've seen 3 or 4 agents now have that same problem where, a certain portion, if USPS feeds them through that machine, in that middle part gets just a quick smear mark. If you're working luxury, this is not what I would use. There's different options. Gotprint.com is a good one. You can actually do mailing through them. You can get a thicker card. You can get a bit of a higher end gloss, different options. If you're working luxury, I don't think this is the best option, But for our majority agents, this is a great way to get mind share and get in front of people, especially if you've got that buyer that you can't find the property for. So if you need a property, this is a great way to send out a postcard targeted at only those properties and say, hey, are you looking to sell? I want to hear your wins. I want to hear your successes. This is what we have for today. If you have any questions, put them in the comments. I see a couple of them asking for that remove DBA file. Make sure you put your email in the comment, and I will be happy to send that over. And I'll talk with our MCTTs. We can probably upload that to the Facebook files as well, because it's useful for Facebook ads as well. If you design your Facebook ads outside of designs and already have it, you don't need to double up. Guys, it's a great Monday. I really hope y'all are having an awesome day. I hope y'all have a great week. I hope this is good value. If you have questions, keep them coming. Obviously, this is something that kept coming up, so we pivoted and had a conversation around this instead of what we were going to talk about. But this is what you want. This is what's going to help you build your business bigger. So this is what I want to give you. If you guys need something, let me know. And at any time, you can reach out to me at email at tim.lester@kw.com. You can Facebook me, you can text me, you can do whatever you need to do. Get a hold of me, go through your NCTT. They can get a hold of me anytime, 24/7 pretty much, and we will go there. If you guys are having a great day, put a comment in there, like it. Let's go sell some houses.